I get involved in repairing many different things, some automotive related like these connections here, others repairing equipment such as domestic appliances. These are very handy for that sort of purpose, marked with the wire size that you need and with heat shrink on them. Occasionally installation work is necessary and have a different range of connectors for that to make sure that the wires are securely connected and not going to fray and break away. For that range of work you're going to need some decent crimp tools. In previous videos I've reviewed these different types, this one specifically for the butt connector types and these for the automotive. It's a bit of a faff having to carry two tools around and of course your associated strippers. The kind people then at CPTEC have sent me this beautiful presentation set that contains a single crimp tool with interchangeable jaws that will enable you to crimp any connector that you're likely to come across just by swapping over the supplied jaws. Let's now then take a closer look at this set and see how it works in practice. Let's take a closer look at the tools themselves now then. This being a ratcheting crimp tool, it's important that you have some way of releasing it if something goes wrong or you get some appendage in the way. So simply with the little lever there you can release that ratchet quite simply. Here's an adjustment for the amount of force on the jaws, should you need to adjust that. Set from the factory in the centre there, not surprisingly. To remove the jaws then simply push up on the little clip there and the jaws just slide out. Each one of the jaws, as you can see, is clearly identified with a number and that is cross-referenced against the applications here. I'm sure you'll soon work those things out for yourselves. The supplied wire strippers then, very neat as well, and again clearly marked both in AWG and in square millimeters. Little insulation removing tool there as well. Let's take an example then. If we have this nice thick piece of wire and let's say we want to put this spade terminal on there. First thing to do would be to strip an appropriate length of wire off there, and as you can see none of the little conductors have been nicked. Very clean job. Clearly that just goes on there until the insulation butts up, and hopefully you can just see the top of the conductor poking through the end of the hole there. Checking back to our guide then, for this type of connector, this size of wire, we're going to need the 125 jaws. So they will simply slot into place. Even has a little blue dot there to aid us in the selection of the correct jaws to use. Putting that in place then, two-handed job, and the crimp tool has done a nice job in crimping that in place. I can see the conductor flattened out there, and that's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's a fairly thick cable there, suitable for automotive use. Next we'll take a look at a finer piece of wire. This is 18WG, and we'll put a termination on there. The last example I'll show you then is with this 18AWG wire, to which I'm going to put one of these terminators on. Now you may ask yourself, why bother? Why not just strip the end of the wire and shove it in the appropriate place? Two reasons. These type of terminations make a much more secure fitting, something for the screw to go down on, and it avoids the possibility, if you're not careful pushing the wire into there, it can either bulge out, or maybe if you're not paying attention, one of the tiny conductors can come out and short against the adjacent terminal, which could ruin your day. Referencing our chart once again, we're going to need the 10 WF jaws for this particular job. (18 AWG) is the finest setting on here. We need to strip back the insulation for about the same length as the terminal that we were going into there. Making sure the insulation butts up against the end there, and you may just be able to see the conductor just short of the end of the ferrule there. Clearly marked, the second indent in is for 18 WG. Now we have a nicely crimped connection that will fit snugly into there with no problem once we get the screw down on that. A very neat job. Having everything together in a very neat carry case, nice and strong, keeping everything together is a very good idea. Much better than just having a bunch of tools knocking around in a toolbox. My thanks then go to CPTEC for sending me this tool for review. It's going to be a very good addition to my toolbox, and with Christmas just around the corner, maybe the ideal gift. Thanks for watching.